Lesson 76. I am under no laws but God's. We have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you to be salvation. Each has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. You are not bound by them. Yet to understand that this is so, you must first realize salvation lies not there. While you would seek for it in things that have no meaning, you bind yourself to laws that make no sense. Thus do you seek to prove salvation is where it is not. Today, we will be glad you cannot prove it. For if you could, you would forever seek salvation where it is not, and never find it. The idea for today tells you once again how simple is salvation. Look for it where it waits for you, and there it will be found. Look nowhere else, for it is nowhere else. Think of the freedom in the recognition that you are not bound by all the strange and twisted laws you have set up to save you. You really think that you would starve unless you have stacks of green paper strips and piles of metal discs. You really think a small round pellet or some fluid pushed into your veins through a sharpened needle will ward off disease and death. You really think you are alone unless another body is with you. It is insanity that thinks these things. You call them laws and put them under different names in a long catalogue of rituals that have no use and serve no purpose. You think you must obey the laws of medicine, of economics, and of health. Protect the body and you will be saved. These are not laws but madness. The body is endangered by the mind that hurts itself. The body suffers just in order that the mind will fail to see it is the victim of itself. The body's suffering is a mask the mind holds up to hide what really suffers. It would not understand it is its own enemy, that it attacks itself and wants to die. It is from this your laws would save the body. It is for this you think you are a body. There are no laws except the laws of God. This needs repeating over and over until you realize it applies to everything that you have made in opposition to God's will. Your magic has no meaning. What it is meant to save does not exist. Only what it is meant to hide will save you. The laws of God can never be replaced. We will devote today to rejoicing that this is so. It is no longer a truth that we would hide. We realize instead it is a truth that keeps us free forever. Magic imprisons, but the laws of God make free. The light has come because there are no laws but His. We will begin the longer practice periods today with a short review of the different kinds of laws we have believed we must obey. These would include, for example, the laws of nutrition, of immunization, of medication, and of the body's protection in innumerable ways. Think further. You believe in the laws of friendship, of good relationships and reciprocity. Perhaps you even think that there are laws which set forth what is God's and what is yours. Many religions have been based on this. They would not save but damn in heaven's name. Yet they are no more strange than other laws you hold must be obeyed to make you safe. There are no laws but God's. Dismiss all foolish magical beliefs today and hold your mind in silent readiness to hear the voice that speaks the truth to you. You will be listening to one who says there is no loss under the laws of God. Payment is neither given nor received. Exchange cannot be made, there are no substitutes, and nothing is replaced by something else. God's laws forever give and never take. Hear him who tells you this, and realize how foolish are the laws you thought upheld the world you thought you saw. Then listen further. He will tell you more, about the love your Father has for you, about the endless joy he offers you, about his yearning for his only Son, created as his channel for creation, denied to him by his belief in hell. Let us today open God's channels to him, and let his will extend through us to him. Thus is creation endlessly increased. His voice will speak of this to us, as well as of the joys of heaven, which his laws keep limitless forever. We will repeat today's idea until we have listened and understood there are no laws but God's. Then we will tell ourselves, as a dedication with which the practice period concludes, I am under no laws but God's. We will repeat this dedication as often as possible today, at least 4 or 5 times an hour, as well as in response to any temptation to experience ourselves as subject to other laws throughout the day. It is our statement of freedom from all danger and all tyranny. It is our acknowledgement that God is our Father and that his Son is saved. Lesson 76. I am under no laws but God's. What is a law? A law is a system of rules designed to control behavior. It's enforced through consequences, penalties, and the looming threat of suffering if you don't comply. Laws tell you what you can and cannot do, what you must do, what will happen if you don't obey. But here's the first thing to recognize. Laws are made up. The speed limit says 55 miles per hour. Who decided that? A group of people in a room. The law says you have to pay taxes. Who made that up? Governments trying to maintain control. The law says money has value, but take a $100 bill and hand it to a caveman. See if he bows down to it. Laws are collective agreements, but just because millions of people agree on something does not make it true. The laws of the world are senseless. The Course says, "We have observed before how many senseless things have seemed to you to be salvation." Let's break that down. Senseless means unconscious, meaning laws control you without you even realizing it. They dictate your fears, your limitations, and your perception of what is possible. Examples of senseless laws. The law of money. This world tells you if you don't have money, you will starve and die. But money is just paper and digital numbers. A billionaire dies just like a homeless man. If money were real salvation, why do rich people commit suicide? Why do they still suffer? The fear of not having money is what keeps you trapped, not the actual lack of money. The law of medicine. We are told we must take medicine to be healthy. But why do some people heal without it? Why do some people take every precaution, every vaccine, every health measure, and still get sick? If medicine were absolute, it would work 100% of the time. Yet, we believe that if we don't obey these laws of health, we are doomed. The law of relationships. Society tells you, you are alone unless another body is with you. But if that were true, why do people feel lonely, even in relationships? Why do people surrounded by family and friends still feel empty? Because connection isn't in bodies, it's in the mind. The Course is saying, you are not bound by these laws. They are arbitrary, changing, and ultimately powerless, but only if you stop believing in them. The laws are set up to be broken. Think about this. Laws are made to be broken. Traffic laws. How many people speed every day? Drug laws. How many people use illegal substances? Economic laws. How many billionaires dodge taxes? Laws exist so they can be broken, so that punishment can be inflicted. That's the game of the world. Each has imprisoned you with laws as senseless as itself. The law doesn't stop crime, it creates criminals. The law doesn't stop illness, it creates patients. The law doesn't stop war, it justifies war. The system isn't designed to free you, it's designed to keep you chained. You are not bound by them. The Course says you are not bound by them. What does bound mean? It means tied up, unable to move, restricted. The elephant and the rope. Have you ever heard about how circus elephants are trained? When they're babies, they tie a small rope around their leg. The baby elephant pulls and struggles, but the rope is strong enough to hold them. Years later, that same elephant is massive, capable of tearing down trees, but they never try to break free. Why? Because they believe the rope still has power. That's how human laws work. You believe you are bound by them, so you don't question them. You don't try to break free. But the truth is, you could walk away at any time, seeking salvation where it is not. You seek to prove salvation where it is not. What does this mean? It means we keep knocking on the wrong doors, thinking they will open to freedom. The locked door. Imagine you're in a hallway with two doors. One door is locked and the other is open. You keep pounding on the locked door, demanding it to open. The open door is right there, but you ignore it. That's the world. It tells you salvation is in money, status, health, control, but these things never satisfy. Meanwhile, the real door, God's truth, is open the entire time. The Course is saying, stop knocking on the wrong door. Walk through the one that was always open. Madness. The insanity of the world's laws. The Course says it is insanity that thinks these things. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. The mouse and the button. A scientist once did an experiment with a mouse. They put it in a cage with a button. Every time the mouse pressed the button, it got food. Then they stopped giving it food. But the mouse kept pressing the button over and over, believing food would come. It starved, still pressing the button. That's what humanity is doing. We keep pressing the button of money, medicine, relationships, power, thinking it will give us salvation. But the food isn't there. And yet, we keep pressing. That's madness. The body's suffering is a mask. The body suffers just in order that the mind will fail to see it is the victim of itself. This is deep. The body's pain is a distraction from the real problem, the mind. You get sick, and your whole focus is on the body. You lose money, and your whole focus is on the economy. You feel lonely, and your whole focus is on relationships. But none of these are the problem. The problem is belief in separation. The world makes you focus on the symptoms, so you never look at the cause. The one and only law, God's law. The Course says, there are no laws except the laws of God. And what are God's laws? Love, oneness, eternal giving, freedom. That's it, and nothing can override them. The world's laws are prisons. They bind, they take, they demand. God's laws are freedom. They give without condition. Final thought, your only choice. Magic imprisons, but the laws of God make you free. Magic is the illusion of control. Money, medicine, power. These are false idols that pretend to offer salvation, but they don't. So now, you have to choose. 1. Do you continue to live by the world's laws pretending they keep you safe? 2. Or do you finally, completely abandon them and accept that you are always free? Because in the end, there are only two choices: prison or freedom, illusion or truth, fear or love. And you are under no laws but God's. Now, live like it.